Hello everyone, this is Debbie and welcome to my channel Ridiculous Goodness, and today we're going to do the Big Against Ring for January. What? Yeah, it is January. Oh, okay. January 22nd through the 28th, 2018. And we're going to use the Mucha by Scarabeo and the artwork done by Julia E. Mascalina and Barbara Nozenzo. Energy Oracle cards is also going to be used by Sandra and Taylor. And just gonna breathe as I shuffle the cards, and we'll see what messages need to come through for this week. Going to keep shuffling. Alright. Oops. Wow. These cards are just coming out like crazy. Alright. And just shuffle the energy of the cards real quick and get one from here. Alright, so the first card we have is Ten of Swords. And I'll get a close-up of it, but let me know if this looks better to you, just getting closer here, doing this, or let me zoom in. Like, is this, it's focused enough, I guess. Seems like it does a little bit better, so just let me know if this helps. So Ten of Swords. Okay, and we have the Ace of Pentacles. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. Then we have the Broken Heart, number 9, reversed. I usually don't read reversals, but just seems that I just need to show that it was reversed. Just gonna go through all the cards right now. Alright. So, just a lot of energy that's just feeling could be a little bit difficult. And it's not like we haven't felt these kind of things before or dealt with these kind of things. It's just it's not like something's going to happen and it's just going to be absolutely devastating or something like that. It's more like something that you already dealt with and you're dealing with it in a certain way that, it's actually turning out better than you thought it would. You get surprised in a way that you didn't realize that this thing was going to happen, and it just comes about in a way that you never expected. So obviously it's like a surprise. So and so I know that it looks really gruesome in this picture. It's just the end of, pretty much like the end of this guy's life, and it's this guy just standing over, or kind of kneeling over him, and he's like, seems like he's not done with this corpse. But, it's just kind of letting us know, like, yes, what we experienced in the past is something that we need to move on from. This is the number 10, so it's, heading towards a new beginning, because this is the last before you get to the court cards. The last number before you get to the court cards. So it's not something that, it's not like saying, oh, it's not a big deal. Like what you went through before, it's not like you have to, reminisce over it, or just kind of, have some moments of anxiety about it. It's like, oh, it's not worth getting mad about. It's like, I know, it's like, it's still something you have to deal with. It's still important, and I'm not, I don't feel like anybody should say, well, it's not like it's a big deal. It's more like dealing with it in a way that you never thought you would get a chance to do, like having some humor in your life, not because you don't experience true emotions in a way that, heads towards like sadness or even anger or anything like that. You can definitely feel those, but still have moments, or even within that moment have like, it's like, oh, but, I still feel, that I can have more insight about it. I feel like I can, it's really kind of difficult to say, like, it's that you're able to make a joke about it. It's not because you're not taking it seriously, it's just because you can find something in it that, that you never thought before. Like, it kind of brings up something else. Like, oh, I have this memory here, but then I thought of this, and I was like, oh, that's actually kind of funny. And so you kind of have different coping mechanisms that you can use to actually pull yourself out of that and help you in a greater way than you thought you ever could. And more of those will come. So this card is just the Harbinger, which sounds ominous, but I actually use that word for a reason. Just like, oh no, but it's bringing something great. It's just like, it's a good omen. Like, omen also kind of like a word that you think, oh, it's probably a bad omen, but it's like, no, it's a good omen. It's, looking at things in a different way. Even the words that we have certain connotations about, actually moving us forward and giving us new ways of dealing with things. And so we don't have anything to fear. We will overcome anything that we're still unsure about, but it'll just happen in a way that you understand yourself better and you feel good about what you're doing. So it's no longer something that's just, it's not doom and gloom. It's something that you see, oh, I see greatness in my future, and I see that for other people, and it just seems like a really great future, and I'm heading towards it. And even if I go through really difficult things, I'm still aware of, things that I want to do, and I'll get through these moments, and I'll find, my joy in within this moment even, and, be able to look back and like, yeah, I, had a good laugh then, and, I was able to find a solution to my problem, in that situation, so I can do it now. So just, such a good message. When I was pulling the cards out, I was just like, oh, I was like, the, Ace of Pentacles looks good, but and everything else, like, it's like, at first, you first think that it's gonna be something negative, but then you're like, oh yeah, no, this, I just need to get into this and see the actually what it is, and then I will be able to express myself fully and get the message out that's, uplifting and help and helpful. So yes, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and so we're getting things done that are actually like, people can actually see it. So it's really exciting. It's certain things that you just like, oh, maybe you've done things in the past that, other people notice or other people know about, but it just, maybe they weren't exactly what you wanted and you want better, and now you're able to, do things that, actually help you to feel like you're actually accomplishing things. But of course, we still need to work on feeling like our past accomplishments and all the things that we've done, to, even if it's like something emotionally or just anything that cannot be seen, that we can appreciate those things, because we truly don't know how much we do and how much our presence makes a difference, how much our thoughts make a difference. And it's not to say, oh, you always have to be positive, think positive thoughts. Like, you can express your negative thoughts or anything that you're feeling, but make sure that you are aware of that. You're saying, hey, I feel this way. But after you have expressed it and did your best to see why you felt that way, when you feel it's right, you do your best to heal those. And it takes many times throughout your lifetime to do this. I mean, some things will trigger things, and it's not like it's your fault. It's like, oh, how come you're not over that? It's like, come on, your life and your emotions, everything you've gone through is so complicated, and it just needs a good amount of time to devote to it, and to make sure that you see all aspects of it, that it's something that is quite large in some ways, and there's many ways of looking at it, and you'll look back in your life and see a certain event in your life a different way, and then you'll look back another time and you'll see it in another way. And so everything has different complications to it, different ways that you'll be able to pick up different lessons, different ways of just dealing with your emotions. Because sometimes it's really difficult to forgive somebody, and you forgave them, but then you get like, in one night you're like, doing something, or you're like giving yourself a reading, and you get the forgiveness card, and you're just like, you think about that person, and you just like get mad, and you're just like, oh, I'm just tired of this, and I don't want to forgive her, I don't feel right about it, I just don't want to deal with it. But you find a solution, like what is really bothering you in this, at this point, even though you've dealt with it in a certain way before. Now is an opportunity to give you something different. You have something different to offer to this situation, because you've experienced more from that time you tried to forgive this person, and now you can say, this is the right time to do this, that will help me to be able to release these emotions and to heal it even more. Maybe another time it'll come up even in a smaller way, because you've already dealt with that part of the emotions that you're feeling. So it's like, it's going to get smaller and smaller and smaller, the amount of energy that you feel that is kind of upsetting you, because as you heal, like you're going to heal it away, and it's not going to come back. So it's going to get smaller and smaller and smaller, that you need to forgive that person, that energy that's there that's still bothering you. And that goes for all situations. Like, as much as your past may bother you in some way, as you keep healing and forgiving yourself and forgiving others, and forgetting, old, opportunities that you wanted, and instead see the new opportunities that are there for you, you're going to be able to move forward in a way that's actually good for you, because just thinking, oh, I could have done that, and what if that worked out, and it's like, well, you're not in that situation anymore. I know it's not something that is easy to say when you're dealing with it, but it's something that we have to find within ourselves in the best way possible, because you only know when it's the right time for you to move on from something, or to see it in a different way, or try something new. And so it's just this is definitely just moving on. Like, that seems to be the huge message, the theme here: moving on from what has happened, step by step. And once again, it won't just come off all like at once. There might be a humongous amount of healing, and you just have only a little bit left, from whatever situation it is. But it's just about not giving up and not feeling like you're not doing enough, because that's obviously not true, and that the path to success, whatever that is for you, is completely within your power. And it's important to not feel like you don't have the power to do this, to actually feel that you wouldn't be in a situation, or having a life that you are in, if you couldn't deal with it in the best possible way. You're given the gifts and the insight that you need, and if you feel doubt about that, you can pray about it however you feel that you need to. So that's just something that we all need to do, and that there are always new beginnings. We already have the 10 here talking about, like, it's going to be a new beginning, and we have the Ace of Pentacles. So don't feel like you don't have new things that are surprising in a very good way, that's for our highest good. I know it's like, but I want to know what it is, but it's like, it's going to be something that actually, it just lifts you up in such a way. Like, how do you even describe it? You're just like, you won't even know until it happens, but you don't need to look around for it. You just do the things you're going to do, and then when it comes, it'll be there for you. And it's it happens for everyone. It's not just for some people. It's always going to be something that you can expect in your life. So, like, see life as exciting, and don't feel like you know it all, or you've seen it all. Like, nothing new will come about. I mean, the divine is extremely creative, and so are we, and that we don't have to be in control of everything. So there's definitely things being placed in our life that we've felt in some ways before, experienced in some ways before, but not exactly what we're experiencing now, that's coming out about in such a bigger way. So, it's really something that I can't say, oh, here's an example of what it is. It's like, it's one of those things, once again, like I said, is unexpected, is something that's surprising, and it's there, available for you, and it just, patience is of course required, but just basically doing the great things that you do is enough, and it will happen when it needs to happen. And so we have the Four of Pentacles, and the way this guy sits and everything like that, he kind of reminds me of like the King of Pentacles, but it's a little bit arrogant. And so, but I do feel like, of course, 4 is very stable, and something that actually gives you kind of like a grace of like seeing what it is a person is. Somebody that seems like they're more powerful than they are is, not going to deceive you. You're going to see your own power and say, no, like, I know I don't have to bow down to anybody. I have, the wisdom that I need, and I know that I don't know everything, and there's still a lot to learn, but I still can trust my intuition, and anyone in our lives that, you know, tries to make us doubt ourselves. If we just have thoughts that just keep coming up and you're just like, okay, what is, you know, the source of this? What am I supposed to do? Just prayer, once again, is so important because it just helps uplifts our energy and gives us the help that we need. And I'm probably gonna mention prayer a lot because that's one of the miracles that happen. There's one reading that we had the miracle card, and one of the miracles that happened for me is that I prayed a whole lot more in a way that's not disturbing my life or anything like that. Like, it's just something that I do whenever I feel it's right. So, you know, it's not like something, if I'm out in public, you know, I don't have to show that I'm praying. I'm just like, oh, I just pray in my head, just my own thoughts, and, you know, I say a little prayer. And you know, if I'm not feeling right for some reason, then I pray to, like, have the cords cut, or just have, you know, unconditional love surround me, and, you know, blessings and abundance and everything that I need to do all the things I need to do for my highest good, and to be given guidance, and of course a whole bunch more. So it's just something that gives us strength. And it does, like, I know there's times when we pray and it seems like nothing happens, and or we do healing and it just seems like we don't feel well even after we've done it. But there's definitely other times when you just feel it right away. You just feel the effect of it. And, you know, like I said, sometimes it feels like you have to wait for a while and it seems like nothing's happened. But, you know, it's just kind of being persistent with it and knowing that, you know, that it makes a huge difference. And I've definitely seen some things that it's like, you know, it's just like, oh, this happened, and, you know, I definitely, you know, didn't know that can happen. So that, you know, once again, talking about surprises, it's just certain things that are seeming coincidental, yes. And just, you know, having those magical moments, you know, obviously brings a whole lot more to life. And so once again, being persistent with it when you feel it's right, you know, of course, meditation and doing healing, you know, anytime you feel that is right, or going for a walk. And I know that sometimes certain things don't work at certain times, but it's just one of those things that, okay, what can I do right now? And if, you know, you think of something else that will help you, then of course do that. But, or any of the things that are just listed, you know, just, you know, find what works for you. And I can only say what has worked for me, but yes, once again, you know, sometimes it doesn't seem to work, but I know from experience that even when it has felt like it doesn't work, it really does. You know, just sometimes it just takes you a while to realize it. And so, you know, in this situation, just anybody, you know, whether it's an actual person or just like the thoughts that, you know, kind of, you know, swim around your head and cause you anxiety or anything like that, actually will bring about more confidence, and, you know, not basically focusing on not caring what other people think or what, you know, other people say they can offer you. Just believe that, you know, if something's too good to be true, or something, you know, you just feel, you know, like you need more time to figure it out, then know that, you know, you trust that how you feel. Don't trust what someone else says over what you feel when it just keeps coming up and you're like, okay, well, I'm not sure if I should act on this. Let me just give myself a little bit of time and maybe ask some people for advice, and then see how I feel. Ask yourself how you feel and say, how do I feel about this situation? Like, how do I feel about, like, if there's people out there that, are wanting to get married and stuff like that, and there's a particular person, of course, then you just, how do I feel about marrying this person? Or any other example you can think of, you can do that. And so, just feel like, you got your own power, and, this guy has 2 coins under his feet, and a coin in his hands, and a coin in his crown, and you don't have to look to somebody else and say, well, they got it all. Like, you have everything you need, and that you can actually make so much happen in your life. And so, like, no need for looking at someone else and saying they got it all and you don't, because they actually just, they're living their life, and it's none of your concern, how they're doing that. And it's just about, like, once again, it's like praying. You can pray for them, but move on. It's not about you trying to take control of things for other people. You have to take control of your own life, and understand that you don't have all the control, because there's divine order and timing, but that you just find a balance there, and find that you can really negotiate all the paths that are open to you, and see that there's opportunities already available for you that you can take. So never feel like you're trapped or something like that. It's just about having knowledge and insight that you have exactly what you need, and you don't have to look outside of yourself for recognition, or just trying to fix other people. It's not helpful. So we move on to number 9, broken heart, and it was reversed. And of course, we've kind of been talking about, our past and everything like that, and, having a broken heart, and it's like definitely healing. We're going to have to see how we're feeling over time, and just know, like, hey, today I'm feeling this way, and at least I'm aware of it. And that's the most important thing. That you're aware of it. It's like, I feel this pain, and I'm still not over it yet, but I know that I'm feeling this pain, and I'm not hiding from it. And that is the most wonderful thing in the world, because yes, you felt great pain, or even maybe it feels quite very, very much in your face, but it just kind of varies, because like I was saying, there's going to be so much more, and there is more available for you to be able to cope with this. And to say coping mechanisms are helpful, but it sounds like, oh, it's just like, well, I still have this horrible pain, and I can't enjoy my life. But what I see is like, no, you can enjoy your life. It's available for you, and there's people to help you. There's always a way to move forward. So it's just, there's a lot of things available to you. The energy is different now than it was 4 years ago. And it's going to continue to change. And it's just important to this isn't, the same as when you were younger. This is a time to actually help you to move forward and reach your goals. Dreams, if you have humongous dreams that you want to make happen, I don't care how old you are. I don't care how young you are. I don't care what your situation is. If you have something that you're like, I really love, thinking about this happening in my life, or even there's some things that kind of scare you a little bit, that you're like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. It's like, well, think about it a little more, like get like used to feeling that you can do great things. It's something that, your life is so wonderful and is so full of opportunities, and it's just time for all of us to see, like, hey, a broken heart, it's not going to stop you, and it's healing. And everybody has some pain here and there, whether even if it's physical pain, you know. Okay, so my camera shut off, and so we're still talking about like the energies that are, you know, happening right now, you know, are going to help propel you to your goals, your dreams, and it's not something that you have to fear. Like, it doesn't matter if there are, you know, humongous thing you have to like just pull about your way, you know, above and beyond like everything, just like, you know, to get yourself there. It's like an Olympic game or something like that. It's just, you're in Olympics and you're gonna make it, so you're gonna like win the gold medal, and you know, something like that. It's just the equivalent of just like being like, yeah, just like super excited, and you know, just think of all the great things you can do. Don't limit yourself in any way. Don't think, oh, there's no way I can do that, because there's a way, if that's, you know, especially if it's for your highest good and you feel passionate about it, and it, you know, you just want to do your best to be able to help others and to be yourself even more. I mean, all those things and more, you know, they're gonna, you know, help you to realize how you're gonna be able to do that. Like, there's steps that you have to take, of course, and you're gonna be able to see, oh, okay, I'm gonna do this first because this is what I want to do anyways, like, and maybe you won't be able to know, oh, how is this, you're still not going to know, how am I going to get to that point, but just, you know, it's a, you know, follow your heart. You know, it may have a picture of a broken heart, maybe the broken heart card, but it, you know, it's just telling you, like, you need to actually believe in yourself and believe that, you know, miracles are possible, that, you know, anything you've dealt with is helping you to move forward. Don't see your past, your life, your experience as anything but, you know, helping you to be able to do all the things that you need to do. Because you know, it doesn't matter who you are, there are great things for you to do. And it's just something that, you know, you have to see that even if you're doing small things that you can't, you know, can't yet feel that they are actually helpful. I mean, there's plenty of people in your life, you know, as we have said it before in other videos, that see you as something like, oh, I'm so glad that she exists, that, or they exist, or he exists. I'm just so, you know, I'm so glad to be able to talk to them, and that they are, you know, they can be, you know, your friend, or it's just somebody that you know, like, just as a acquaintance, or, you know, to just see something in you that, you know, is of course within themselves, but, you know, they need to realize that, and we all need to realize that we are great people, and we have so much potential, and that potential will be reached. It's not something, like, even though, like, there's some things for me, like, I'm working with my artistic talents, and it's not always getting done that I practice them, and I'm kind of frustrated about that personally, so I just, you know, but I realize that when I need to practice or do, you know, use my talents, it will come about in the best way possible. I know that I can trust in divine timing, and that I'm doing everything that I need to do. There's nothing that I'm not doing when I can do it. So I know that I'm not, you know, misusing my time. I'm doing all the things I need to do, and I can use those talents when it's the appropriate time. And, you know, I've created already so many things, and I can still look at those things like, yes, I really appreciate those things. And of course I want to create more, but I just need to be patient and know that there will be opportunities to use them, and I'll keep on getting better. And so it won't be wasted. And, you know, for anything that you have that you're wanting to do and you're waiting for opportunity to use, it'll come about, because we all have the potential, and, you know, and also, like, just the events that will actually happen in our lives that will to help us to move forward in all the ways that, you know, we can't even imagine yet. So I really thank you for watching this reading, and I hope, as always, that it helps you, and that if there's anything that, you know, needs to be said, don't be afraid to say it. I know that I just leave you with unconditional love and blessings, and just want to make sure that you feel well and able to feel joy in your life in different ways, not just in the ways that, you know, just kind of just bursting out of you, which is great, but just in the way, in all the little ways that you can feel it, that you can share it with others, and to just feel like, you know, there's so many different avenues that you can go on, and just to see life as something that you just so excited to get up in the morning for. Even when there's certain things that you're dealing with, you're just like, yeah, but I can still be excited about this. I can still have my dreams. I can still feel like I'm able to, you know, experience the life that I deserve, and know that it's possible for, you know, other people to do this. Like, as I succeed, other people can succeed too. So it's just not about feeling like you're one-upping somebody else because you are taking an opportunity from them, because it's not true. It's just you exist, they exist, everyone around you has opportunities, you have opportunities. It's all there, available in abundance for everybody. So there's no need to feel like there's any competition at all, because we have all we need. So thank you once again. So I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.